2011 in our chemistry and sign language classes. We started hanging out and talking and having fun, and we did some play interpreting together, and we started dating during the plays, and our classes went on at the same time. And we spent a couple years distance at college, which was hard on both of us, but I will say that I knew she was the one about a year and a half ago when we had started living together, and I started seeing how we were compromising and just working together, and it was such a smooth transition and flow, and I just saw like the pieces coming together. It was just, I knew it was time.
The grand facade so soon will burn without a noise, without my pride.
Nicholas and I met in high school. Well, we met in elementary school way before that. I always remember seeing him around because I was in band in elementary school, and I think he was too. And then in middle school, I was in choir and he was in band, and choir and band always had the same kind of concerts and the same trips to Disneyland to do stuff. You know, they have like songs behind the scenes and stuff. And I remember always seeing him around. He was just one of those faces of like our school, our group of kids that we all knew. And when we got to high school, we both started taking the same ASL class. And he just always made the dumbest jokes, like the stupidest things, and it always made me laugh so hard. But I didn't want to admit that I liked him yet, so we slowly started to hang out a little more, and like, you know, he would sit somewhere in class and I'd go sit next to him to try to get closer and like make jokes. And eventually we, because I was in theater and then we had the ASL class, and we had these two friends who were older than us and who did sign language interpreting, like volunteer interpreting for all the theater program stuff. And so he and I, because we were friends with those two people, started to kind of follow them around and do ASL interpreting with them and all of that. And they started to make jokes and jabs because the two of us were, you know, getting to be close friends. And then we started having rehearsals for one of the shows, and I didn't have a ride home because my brother and I were sharing, you know, the family beat up car, and there was only the one. So my brother would go home at 3, and I would stay at rehearsal during Hell Week until like 10, 11 p.m. and didn't have a ride. So Nicholas was older than me. Nicholas had his license. Nicholas had a truck. So I was like, Nicholas, can you drive me home? And he's like, well, I'm still a provisional driver. I'm not supposed to drive anybody, but I'll drive you. So he would give me rides home, and we would just be like when you're really tense, but you're joking your way through it, and we're like, aha, this is so funny, thanks to the ride, and then like run inside. So after a couple of weeks of that, because it was like the last 2 weeks of rehearsal, I went up to him at the beginning of one of the practices before everyone really came in, and we were just kind of, everyone was spread out. And I was like, hey, you know, I like you, right? And he's like, oh, well, I can't really date right now with my AP classes. Let me get back to you. And I was like, yeah, sure, take your time. Don't care. And then like 2 weeks later, he finally came back and was like, so you wanna, you know, do this thing? So we started dating, and I remember the first morning, he got to school early because we both had, I think we had a 0 period for Avid or something. So he got to school early, and then I got to school early, and there was no one there. We're just like, hey. We were like walking really close, and we're like, wanna hold hands? Like, do you want to? And I just remember it being so awkward, like getting through the, okay, yes, I can hold your hand if I want to. Yes, I can give you a kiss on the cheek if I want to. Like, it's normal. But I remember even his annoying things that he did weren't really bothering me very much, because it was like, well, yeah, it's annoying, but like, I get to be with him. Like, this is so cool. Yeah, I just remember, it's so weird thinking back in high school how we had all these different, like, routines we did as kids. Like, there was this, it's probably not good to put in here, but there's this one spot I remember so clearly behind the building that had our AP Calc class, and there was this giant rectangular pillar, and we would just go behind it right after school and just make out. And we would just hide back there before the security guards did their sweep, and then we would leave. And yeah, I just remember all kinds of little stuff like that. that sometimes I forget that there was a moment when that changed. I think the very first moment that I knew was we were in the parking lot and like for high school, and we were just hanging out, and it was time to like leave or something, and somebody made some stupid corny joke or something, and I thought the joke was gonna flop, but he laughed. And the way that he laughed just felt like I don't have to be self-conscious with him. I don't have to worry about anything because he loves me for me. So, but that was actually the first time I told him I loved him, because I was thinking about that and how nice I felt, and he's like, what's wrong? He like noticed a change in my expression. He's like, what's wrong? I was like, nothing, I don't want to tell you, nothing. He's like, no, tell me. And I was like, well, I think I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And it was like the big hug. So yeah, I think that was when I knew it was going to be for a long time.
All the world is ours to take. You and me will find a way. Oh, the wonder that awaits. Here we are, forever stars. Through it all, the world we face. You and me will find a way. Oh, the wonder that awaits. Here we are, forever stars today. You don't know, babe, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing, and it don't change. If I had it my way, you would know that you are. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just wanna see. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I'll follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, oh, you're the best part. Oh, you're the best part. Oh, best part. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, lose my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together.
Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you in the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft there is nothing for me.
If you leap awake in the mirror of a bad dream, and for a fraction of a second you can't remember where you are, just open your window and follow your memory upstream to the meadow in the mountain where we counted it.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. very thought of you. And I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a king, and foolish though it may seem to me, that's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes and stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.